Success Studio, where we ignite your drive, embrace your journey, and celebrate your milestones on the path to success. I am your host, Reverend Joy Dore. I'm excited to embark on this journey with you today. And I'm going to tell you something. I was reading about our speaker today, my audience, I would say, the person I'm going to interview today. And I just like so blessed the passion she have towards, helping our college. So her name is Olivia Blain, and she is a creative soul. Lately we've been discussing about, being a creator just like God. So when I saw that about her, I was so pleased that she have that, that passion to create. And actually, she's a counselor by profession. She's in the school system, and she's looking to elevate her counseling skills on her YouTube channel with books, speaking opportunities, and building her, marketing agency. So she just, for me, overall, somebody you want to hear. And that is why I'm just going to let her introduce herself and let you know who she is, how she earned all that I just said, how she learned it, and which way she's helping people, and you get to know her. So, Olivia Blain, I just want you to, talk to our audience. And once again, I want to especially thank you for being in our studio today. It's always an honor to meet a woman as we are in this journey of, letting women just be them and, be great and also do that which they like, like build whatever they're building right now out of passion, and knowing that regardless of the challenges, they are going to come out over here as a champions once they don't stop. So take it away.
Hi, thank you for that introduction. I'm so happy to be here. And like you said, my passion is helping people. And I definitely like to help women because I just feel like there's not enough of us out there that are helping each other. And it makes me kind of sad that we tear each other apart to lift ourselves up. And I'm definitely that creative soul. Like you said, I have had quite an incredible journey. But initially how it got started, so I was introduced into a multi-level marketing program with Douglas James. And then I met another person, I can't remember, Dylan, I can't remember his last name, with Agency Box. And because when we were, I don't know, I don't think we're supposed to talk about the like on social media. I don't know if this is going to be on social media or not. I think I read somewhere that you're not supposed to talk about COVID or something like that. So I don't know if you want to edit that part out or what it is. But so like when we were at home, forced to be at home for that, and I had those times where I just, working in the school. At that time, I was an assistant, and I really liked working from home. I liked that freedom, and I wanted to continue that. And so I somehow came across this multi-level marketing program, and I just was introduced to Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, which I highly recommend to anybody to read, and how he talks about buying back your time and getting out of the rat race. And that's something that I'm currently working on right now, is getting out of the rat race, buying back my time, because I do love being a school counselor, love working in the schools directly with the kids, but I'm working on doing more. I think I've evaluated this, and I've had some trials and tribulations in my counseling role. I'm with I started out in high schools, but I struggled with that. Didn't really get too much help with that, and made it through the school year. I went down to K-8 level. I did okay with that. Kind of struggled with that because they give you more schools at that level. Like I had 3. Now this year I have 4. If I continued with it, I have 5, and I just don't see how that's going to work out for me, balancing 5 schools, because I don't get to build that relationship with the students, with the staff, with everybody going to a new school every day. So I'm like, I really foresee that I'm able to do more things for the kids if I step out of that role and I build on my YouTube channel, build this health and wellness brand. Because I just had that idea this morning because I was going back and forth between like, do I want to go with this marketing program that I was working on to work with dentists and help them with their social media and getting new clients or new patients into the building. But I don't know, something happened last night and this morning when I was getting ready to start my day, and like that light bulb just turned on, and I admitted to myself, because I think I was holding back. I was trying to do trying to be that person. It's like, oh, I can do this. I can make all of it work. But it's like my heart just spoke to me, and thinking about that. And it was like, I really want to just build a health and wellness brand. I really want to help people with the struggle with mental health, because I don't know if you know this, or maybe there's a lot of shortages with counselors or therapists. There's long waiting lines sometimes for people. And then sometimes people don't have insurance to go and talk to somebody about that, whatever they might need. And I know that I can at least put that content out there to kind of guide people, and eventually maybe just be that person to be a listener, because sometimes all we need is somebody that will listen, that will just lay with us, that will listen to whatever we have to say, and not be like, okay, here's what it is. Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to fix this. This is how you're going to fix this. And this is how, like, give you those things to fix things. Because sometimes once we just talk it out with ourselves, and this is a prime example for me, I've been debating this for a long time, and I just worked it out. And I was talking to my husband, and I told him that I said, I'm not going to do the marketing thing anymore, because my heart isn't in that. My heart is in this health and wellness brand. I'm going to build up this health and wellness brand with my Hopeful Moments program. And I'm going to continue to help people that way, because I know that there's a need for that. People need someone to vent to. We don't always need to be told the answers. We don't always need that. Sometimes it's just great to be able to be that ear and to get that off your chest. Then that clears your mind so that you can think about things like, well, okay, I see why that's not work, for example. So I know now what I'm going to do, and what I'm going to really put my energy into, because I know what I have the passion for. And I want to and create other avenues. Also, because I'm a part of this community with Stormy Wellington called Girl Hold My Hand. Talking to some of the people in there, and some really genuine people in there, because it's really hard. Like I kind of started out at the beginning with that. It's really hard to find genuine people that will encourage you and support you, that worry about like, okay, wait, don't do that. You're getting a little better than me. Like I kind of touched on that earlier about, sometimes women, we're quick to cut each other up because of, whatever. And a community like that helped to pour into me so that I can pour into others, which is a good thing.
Listening to you really, yeah, I love it. I love it because you keep saying something I want to hear. I keep, hearing in the realm of the spirit lately about passion, passion, passion. And here you are today, after a whole week of just diving deep into, passion-driven business. Passion, that's the only word I've heard like in the last 7 days. And here you are today. Send me this, you send me your information, let's say more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. And in your information, it had the marketing agency. But now you are here, trying to let my audience, hey guys, listen to me. This is really spiritual right now. This is deep. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed with her, what I would call vulnerability. I'm so blessed with her openness towards where she actually she's driven to. Like I know I can do this marketing well. You can hear her say that. I know it's something that is not hard for me to build around. But right now, it's more than just building out of my potential. It's something, like passion. I have to build, not just because I have the potential, but I'm passionate as well. And, that is one of the programs, I'm building out right now in a 30 days, people can go through, and another 90 days, because I just realized that, Olivia, if all of us truly do what we do out of passion, we might not even fight one another. We'll be so happy that we're doing what we're doing that we wouldn't even have time to kick down one another. And it's no longer like from the skill only, but it's now from, from the inside. Like, I want to serve people differently, and I want to serve them in love. So I'm so happy with that. And I'm going to ask you some questions here based on that. Now, what you want to build on health awareness, what is it going to do? Like, yes, I heard you say you want to, help people with mental, problem, and you want to be like coach to them, and how do you know, exactly who this audience, which audience are you really targeting specifically? And that's one. And two, what is that, what do I call it, system? Not that you're going to give them everything now, but how do you want to approach it to help them to actually be able to, gain back themselves? Like, what approach are you going to give your help to these particular people?
Sure. So I know that I'm going to give back through that because I've been practicing that already a lot with my little kids, and starting with self-love. So in my episodes, I tie back to self-love because self-love is so important. We really have to love ourselves first before we can truly love another person and get the kind of love that and support that we want to really love ourselves so that we know ourselves, we know what we want, and that we can truly love somebody else and show that kindness, because they had to start kind of touching on kindness at the beginning of the school year and talking about that. We've done projects like we've made this kindness quilt, but talking with my little kids, I started to get them thinking about self-love, and we would talk about that, and I telling them how important it is to love yourself. And then in the things, I kind of added a few things in the lessons at the end of, like, just, you got to just give yourself a hug and say, I love you, you're amazing. And like some of those, what's that, like the affirmations, and, really just start to do that, because it's hard. If you think about it, I bet you could think about a time when, let's say, you made a mistake and you forgot something. You're like, oh, God, I'm so stupid. Why am I so stupid? I'm so stupid. Why did I, like, you say those kind of things to yourself, but that's not really helpful. That's not going to help. You're not really loving yourself. You got to give yourself a break. So, and I do a lot of this stuff too. And I use my own examples so I'm not just saying people like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do this and you should do this. I tie in my examples because I think that's important too, to show that, I'm on that journey myself, that I'm learning to, if I feel myself to say like, God, I'm so stupid, why did I do that? Oh, I'm dumb, or, I'm dumb for that. Any of those kind of negative talks. Before I even say that, I'll like pause and take that breath. I'll be like, okay, I messed up. It's okay. I mean, because I know I'm not like a brain surgeon, so it's not anything like super important. So if I forget my lunch, there's no need to beat myself up like that. I can just go down to the grocery store quick and grab something, or I always have snacks or something at my desk. So why am I being so hard on myself over that? So I think about it in those. So that's the way I wanted to have that be my foundation for people to understand how important it is to love yourself. And that way you can go forward positively and you can really do those kind things. You feel good about yourself. You feel good about helping others and just really spreading that kindness out there to people.
Love it. The foundation. So you are in the school system, right? And what grade do you work with right now, even as you're doing it?
I work with kindergarten. I have one school is babies, like the K3, but I go all the way up to 8th grade right now.
Mm, that's powerful. That's powerful. And seriously, I believe that the school, you're in the US, right?
Yes.
Awesome. I believe that the schools in the state really need more people like you,
Yeah.
because because of many of them lacking that self-love, which if you ask me is from background too. Kids don't know better till they see somebody, living a kind of way. Yes, and when they come to school, they bring all those behavior and it affect the rest of the other children. My kids are here and you hear so much thing from the boss, from the school, from the kids. So trust me, I see where your passion is from. And I love it. I love that it's like the inner you saying, these people need me more than the other people need me. I know I might make more money from my marketing agency in the beginning and in the ending, but I'm gonna serve from a place of love, from a place of passion, because I know there's a need for me right now. And you'll be so interested to know that for the whole entire week, we have been working through Unleash Your Purpose, and everything you said, affirmation, self-discovery, you said all that, positive talk. You won't believe for the last 5 days, we have, covered all that, with the community. And I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're doing this movement, even reaching out to let people know that you can help them. And that is one thing I'm going to ask you now. How will the people find you? Like, do you do any virtual thing with parents or with children? Have you started all that? Do you have any book coming up that they should be looking out for? And, just tell us a little more of how people can connect with you.
Well, I do have I have some stuff on my YouTube channel that I have. It's at Hopeful One. The O in one is a 0, and then it's 143. Or it's under my name, Olivia Blain. You can search for me that way. And I have a few videos on there. I got sick in February, so that kind of like threw me off my postings, but now I'm gonna get back to doing some more content and some more shorts and doing some more stuff, posting some stuff on Instagram about that and the other social media platforms too, just little, maybe some long stuff, some short stuff. But I've been doing a lot of that with my K-8 students, which kind of, I can't really say what exactly led me to that, but I just know, or I was noticing that though, that, oh yeah, like you had said, I was noticing that like my hands are a little bit tied with like the school lessons that I have to deliver. I have some room for where I can do like ACP, so college and career readiness stuff, where I can teach them about careers and things like that. And I have a few things that like games that I made. Like this really cool career bingo game that I made for my little babies, this future career junior game, and then like careers, present, future and present for like the older kids, like fourth, fifth grade, up to middle school. And I just like to I like that because I have that little bit of freedom, but like I said, I don't really have that much freedom because ASCA, or American School Counseling Association, there's a lot of standards that we have to go by and that we have to tie into that. And I don't know, and then there's some things too with like the kids, like you said, the stuff that they learn at home. I was definitely like one of those kids that kind of learn, or some of the stuff that I learned at home that my family taught me. And like, I'm not mad at my mom for that, or my aunt. Like, I went through a process already. I've been doing this big, deep discovery of a lot of stuff about myself as of late. Um, and thinking about that stuff. Because my mom, like after my mom passed, she passed this past August. And thinking about a lot of those things, and I'm like, how can I be mad at her? She didn't know. I can't blame her for stuff that she didn't know. It'd be one thing if she knew that and she didn't pass it on to me and made me be that way, or or people told me that. But I don't think a lot of my family members really ever thought about that sort of thing. And I see that with a lot of my kids, that's carried on, that whole childhood trauma, or intergenerational trauma, excuse me. that comes through that we all have to deal with from our other generations. It just kind of rolls forward, and we were taught things. And so a lot of my students, I see that if somebody bumps into them or whatever, pushes them or something, an accident, or maybe they do hit them, they don't have those skills to say, like, wait a minute, let me calm down, let me pull myself out of the situation, calm myself, and let me go to talk to that person after I'm calm, and after they're calm, and say, wait, why did you hit me? Right? Because their family members say, you don't let people hit you like that. You hit them back. You beat them up if they do anything to you. Don't let people do that. Don't let them punk you. Like, only because that's probably what was taught, handed down. And that was maybe through survival mode. And I feel like, because I think there was a time in my undergrad years where I had a professor that I can't remember exactly what it was. I was talking on another interview, and something like this came up, and I was like, yeah, I said something. I think I had a prejudice because that was something that my whole master's career, getting my master's degree and going into school counseling, this really got me to open up my eyes and understand that we all have prejudices, we all have biases, but we have to learn how to address it and like do it the right way, not just like continue on with that. But so like that, so that kind of thinking just being handed on, so those kids are learning that, and then they're going to pass it on to their kids, but somebody has to be that one. And that teacher, whatever it was I said, I know it was something bad, maybe it's good that I don't know, but he was like, you don't have to say that, you could just refer, or like he kind of matter of factly set me straight. And I was like, huh. And even before that, in like high school, and my French, so I was taking French all through high school. And my teacher took us on all these excursions to these different restaurants. We went, and I was in French forensics. We went to these, we went to a Middle Eastern restaurant. We went to, like all this, like these plays and these different things. Cause I grew up on the Menominee Reservation, being Indigenous. It was really kind of, it's a very close-knit community, and it's kind of out of the way, so it's hard to really experience a lot of things. So my teacher made sure that we, like, I don't know how she got that stuff that we had to pay, and that it was paid for, that we didn't have to worry about paying for it. And it just like really opened up my mind. And then in college, like that further opened up my mind. And I like to say, so for the students now, I am trying to be that counselor for them that I didn't have, instead of being bitter about it, like, oh, well, nobody showed me the way. Nobody was nice enough to show me, because I know I've shown a bunch of skills, and no one was like, oh, I see you're always in science fairs. You must really like science. Maybe have you thought about being a scientist? Because I've had moments when in the classroom with difficult kids that people think are difficult or whatever. I'm gonna say that because I don't like that when people say bad kids. And when the kids even start to say that to themselves, I'm like, wait a minute, you're not a bad kid. You're not making good choices. Right now, I'm not happy with the choices that you're making, but let's see how we can turn that around. And like this one boy was making a paper airplane, and instead of being all mean to him and snatching it away and saying like, stop doing that, I'm trying to teach you this, like I could have, I didn't. I was like, oh, I see you're into paper airplanes. You think how are you at building? Do you like building things? And, started talking to him and found that out. And I got him this book on paper airplanes, because for all I know, like years from now, he's going to be this big engineer that builds these amazing airplanes, only because I planted that seed. And then years later, he's going to maybe he'll see me again. He'll be like, oh my God, remember when you helped me and you told me about that? And at that point, I'll be like, yeah, that's, I don't want to take that away from him either. I'll be like, when he tells me that, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm so glad that you did that. Congratulations. And give it all on him, because he did the work, he got the degree, and he put in the hours, and he got the, so just because I helped him with that and like pointed that out doesn't mean that I need to be like, oh yeah, well, see, if I didn't tell you about this and that and that kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just a very humble person too. Like, I really don't like winning awards. And so if I never win a school counselor award, or I never win any awards, I'll be fine with that, as long as I have those kids that come back to me and they tell me like, oh my God, you made such a big impact. You helped me open my eyes to this. Like, that's all the award I need.
Let me tell you something, Olivia, there's no better person in our studio today than you. You just, you finish the month the way I believe the God in me has been showing me. You finish the month. Let me tell you something. March 29th, I was like, I've been through so much, learning for the last 3 months. And today I was like, I looking at your thing, I like, should I push it again? She looked like she can, reschedule. I said, no, let's do this. Let's do this today. You won't believe. It was like, should I not? Like, I said, no, let me have Olivia in the studio today. Ladies, let me tell you something. This is one of the best decisions. We were in UPW last week and we're like, make your decision, make it now. This is one of the decisions I made in March that I'm so excited. When I go through that process again to remember some decisions I've made that I love, this is one of them. Because you don't know what you did today. You just kind of like flow everything I want women to build from going forward. I don't know what we've been building, from or around or with, but this is what I desire that every woman that's going to be in our community build from. So it's been nice. So Olivia says she can be found on Facebook, and also you can use her name to find her on YouTube. And what other name can they search on YouTube? I didn't get that clear.
It's besides Olivia Blain at Hopeful 143. It's all together, and then instead of the O in one, it's a 0.
Okay.
And then on Instagram, I'm Olivia _ Hopeful One Marketing. I'm probably gonna change that eventually change that Hopeful One Marketing, because since I decided that I can't, I'd rather pour all myself into this. So eventually that'll change. But I'm sure if you just, it'll be easy to find me. I'll probably just leave my first name at there, and then you'll see my picture and everything, like my profile and stuff. But yeah, I need to adjust that, because this is where I'm called to be. I think I feel it in my heart, like so much.
Love it. This is blessing me. Like, you bless me, and I know you're gonna bless a lot of women, especially in my community. For the last 3 months, they know where we're coming, they know what we want to build. And now hearing it from you, who have been, in the school system, who have been in the marketing system. I'm telling you, marketing is a big thing right now. For you to choose your passion over that, come on. This is huge. Ladies, I'm telling you. And we're going to see Olivia in the next 1 year right now, as she has made that decision today to just flourish. The only thing she's going to do is just flourish, glow, and do what she loves doing. So you're watching us today, or you're listening wherever you are, and you want to like, okay, I've battled with who am I? What do I want to give? What am I called here for? That's why we have created a community for you. And I'm still going to use this avenue to invite you to our masterclass, which I'm going to post wherever we post this video on Wednesday, April 3rd, 4 p.m. Eastern. Because I want you to just, come relax and just let's push those purpose that you're having, those passion, those things like Olivia have finally found hers. It took somebody like me like years to do, which I know hearing from her, it took her years to kind of like, so, okay, this is it for me. Yes, trust me, it's not easy. But we're going to help you do that. That's why God called me. And he intentionally said, you are a midwife. And what does midwife do? We help you deliver. Come to the labor room and we help you deliver. Because I believe that this is a season for women to just rise and, love on one another. Do what you're called to do. Serve the right audience that God has given you. And just be that voice that somebody needs. Seriously. Whether it's in the school system, is in the marketing place, no problem. Is in network marketing, is in direct sales, is in your own business, is in social, wherever your voice is heard, that they will know that you are doing this because you love to do this and you want to help somebody. So with that, I'm just gonna say thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. And I'm gonna open up for our Olivia to tell us, her final word to anybody watching. What is that wisdom? What brought you here, and what is keeping you still? That wisdom can be a sentence, can be anything, can be a story, let us hear you so we can empower these women.
Okay, yeah. I think at first it was the name She Speaks Success. That really, when I was looking at, as I look and apply for podcast interviews to go on, I like that because just, speaking success. That's why I want to do this, and I want to eventually I'm going to be on stage, like actual stages, speaking to people. When my book drops, my first children's book drops, it's about anxiety, dealing with anxiety, and just being out there on stages, talking to people, um, and just because I know that what I have, my stories to share, it might not everybody might not benefit from it, but there's going to be enough that are going to get something from that, because I've heard other people's stories and I've pulled out gems of wisdom that helped me, encouraged me, and empowered me to keep going. And so I just feel that that's going that route is going to be the way for me to go, because I know, like, I have to share my stories. I feel like this is where finally where I'm supposed to go, where I'm supposed to be, I should say.
Yes, I love it. Trust me, you don't know what these few minutes have done in my life going forward. And I know it's like that to a lot of women who are waiting to define who they are. So many things in our head, or we learned, or we know, but there's this particular thing that's keeping us up. So the ability to narrow it down and say, okay, yes, Lord, I got it. I'm doing it. That that is a big deal. That's a big deal. So we are so happy. We love you, and we will want to have you back when the book is back. Let me know when the book is out. Please let me know and book the appointment, and let's do it again so that we can let our audience know, hey, we have a new author in the house. She's gonna tell us everything, and just walk through the book with us, and now let them, be able to grab it, because I know it's gonna help them. It's gonna help them. Every information we can get right now is a real deal. This is not a year for jewelry. This is a year for information, learning, growing, and doing that which you know that you are called to do. So we're just gonna stop here. Thank you so much. Thank you, audience, for joining us today. Wherever you're watching us from, let us know if this helped you. Believe me, I would love to know. I love to hear from you. And if you need any help, as I said, be in the community. Join us as we move our lives forward. So till next time, we're gonna say to you, bye-bye.